about 5.0 military pharmacies in Indonesia. It is interesting, isn't it? Also hard in simultaneously. First, I will talk about national defense, prediction of threat, our strength, strategy for 5.0 military pharmacies. It is my pleasure to open discussion, comment, or any question in the discussion session. In our Constitution, national defense is held to defend state sovereignty, the territorial integrity of the Republic of Indonesia, and the safety of the entire nation from threats and disturbance to the integrity of the nation and state. Under Constitution Republic of Indonesia, number 3 of 2002, Article 1, Paragraph 1. The national defense system is universal and both of citizens, territories, and other national resources. It is early prepared by the government and is carried out in a total, integrated, directed, and continuous manner to uphold the sovereignty, territorial integrity, and safety of the entire nation from all threats. From now on, the prediction of state defense threats in Indonesia as well as other countries will be in many forms. In general, these threats include military threats, non-military threats, and hybrid threats. However, these threats can be divided actual and potential. Non-military threats in particular have threats which impact the health sector. Threat with impact on health are disaster in the form natural, unnatural, or man-made disasters, and social disasters. The spread of infectious diseases such as the current global pandemic of COVID-19, HIV, AIDS, malaria, SARS, MERS-CoV, tuberculosis, filariasis, and hepatitis. And C, drug abuse, narcotic, and dangerous drug. D, drug and vaccine counterfeiting. A, the lack of independence for raw material for drug, vaccine, and health equipment, as well as household health supplies, and the potential threats of CBRNA agent. Here, a natural disaster in Indonesia on 2020. Total natural disaster in 2020 are 2,900 disasters, 370% death, with 39% loss, and 6 million person evacuate, and 500% wound. Total 40 and 1,500 broken facilities. While a natural disaster from pandemic COVID-19 start from 2 March until December 2002 are 743% confirmed with 22,000% death and 600% get well. The potential of natural disaster are volcanic distribution in Indonesia. Indonesia bypass ring of fire start from the Way Island, Sumatra Island, Java Island, Bali Island, and finish on Sulawesi Island. These conditions have disaster potential for volcano eruption and volcano earthquake. Indonesia have susceptibility and land movement from the earth plate with effect earthquake and tsunami and liquefaction. Other hand, that Indonesia have vulnerability from hydrometeorology disaster are flood, flash flood, and landslide. A potential of natural disaster seismic map in Sumatra Island. So many earthquake followed tsunami in Aceh 2004, earthquake in Nias 25, earthquake in Semeru 2012, and earthquake in Pidijaya 2016. Here is a natural disaster or man-made disaster in Indonesia as well as in the world: COVID-19, SARS, MERS-CoV, malaria, and hepatitis, dengue, and also HIV. We also have drug abuse problem. So the drug abuse and vaccine counterfeit. Drug abuse saw decrease from 2011 until 2017, but stable in 2019, where prevalence in 2011 are 2.3%, in 2014 2.1%, and 2017 is 1.7%, and 2019 1.9%. Vaccine counterfeit in 2016 from National Agency Drug and Food Control of Indonesia reported vaccine counterfeit are hepatitis, diphtheria, pertussis tetanus, tetanus toxoid, and another vaccine. The circulation of counterfeit drugs in Indonesia reached $2 billion or 25% of the total percentage of the pharmaceutical business. The production and distribution of counterfeit drugs has far greater economic benefit than the production of narcotic or psychotropic substances. The risk of imprisonment and the fines is much lighter than narcotic or psychotropic crime. Even we can produce so many pharmaceutical products in Indonesia, the raw material for drugs and vaccine are still imported. It is numbered around 19.6%. Had happened unbalance between raw material drug imported about 0.7 billion US dollar with spot pharmaceutical product 0.4 billion US dollar by pharmaceutical industry national and market pharmaceutical product import around 0.6 billion US dollar. Indonesia has also potential threat of cBRNA agent are chemical from linkage reactor chemical blasting, explosion reaction uncontrolled, chemical terrorism, and chemical weapon. From biological probe, spread microorganism contagious from activity intended or unintended, research laboratory, bioterrorism, biocrime, and biological weapon. Radiological from linkage material, radiological from industry and hospital, radiological terrorism, radiological crime, radiological weapon. Nuclear from linkage material, nuclear from industry, power generator, research laboratory, and nuclear weapon. And explosive from chemical explosion, munition explosion, terrorism, and explosive weapon. However, Indonesia has the strength to face the threats. The first strength is the large population around 270.2 million from population census in 2020, and the demographic bonus from productive age. Composition our population are 1.8% pre-boomer, 11.5% baby boomer, 21.8% Gen X, 25.8% millennial, 27.9% Gen Z, and 10% 0.8% post-Gen 8. Our next strength is biodiversity in Indonesia. Apart from Brazil and Seri, Indonesia is a country known as a mega diversity country, as a model raw material drug and vaccine. Indonesia Military Farmasi has pharmaceutical institution produce solid, semi-solid, liquid, or injection, biomedicine, and vaccine preparation. Production specialties are antibiotic from beta-lactam, non-beta-lactam, and cephalosporin, antivirus, and non-antibiotic. Indonesia Military Pharmacy has prepared Indonesia Defense University to create excellent human resources pharmacists with the spirit of defense the country to support defense country and national security. Indonesia Defense University has undergraduate from for Faculty of Military Medicine, Faculty of Military Pharmacy, Faculty of Military Mathematics and Natural Science, Faculty of Military Engineering, and graduate program in Faculty of Defense Strategy, Faculty of Defense Management, Faculty of National Security, and Faculty of Defense Technology, doctoral program on defense science. In order to carry out this role, Indonesia Defense University support the collaboration and synergy among undergraduate programs, such as military pharmacy, military medicine, military mathematics and natural science, as well as military engineering to support the availability of excellent human resources with a strong spirit of national defense. The Faculty of Military Pharmacy, together with Faculty of Military Medicine and Faculty of Military Mathematics and Natural Science, will conduct joint research such as the discovery of development of new medical compounds or new chemical entities from natural and synthetic material for pandemic diseases and tropical diseases such as malaria. Conduct preclinical and clinical trial of new drug compound to be approved by the regulators. Collaborating with pharmaceutical industry to produce medicinal raw material in order to reduce the import of medicinal raw material. The Faculty of Military Engineering can develop the pharma engineering 4.0 system for the production of pharmaceutical preparation in digital and robotic era. Of course, we also look forward to the participation of postgraduate programs such as defense management. Therefore, Indonesia Defense University will be ready for 5.0 Indonesia Military Pharmacy. Those are cadets in Faculty of Military Indonesia Defense University. First strategy, military pharmacies play an active role in realizing national health sovereignty on hexagonal collaboration between national pharmaceutical industry, national research and development, and application of technology. Defense University, Ministry of Defense, society and regulator to be able to overcome military and non-military threats. Second strategy, preparing health resources, human resources, facilities and service center for health facilities, pharmacologistic and artificial intelligence. In order to meet the need of static health facility are 700 facilities, emergency hospital and field hospital, and optimization of Indonesia Armed Forces of Pharmacy, Biomedic, and vaccine institution as production facility with GMP and distribution permit from a regulator. One of health human resources that need to prepare is excellent pharmaceutical personnel. The need of pharmacological material and food with good quality, safety, and efficacy for support national pharmaceutical defense. To accomplish that aim, we must improve capacity, capability, and synergy of Indonesia Armed Forces pharmaceutical, biomedicine, and vaccine institution. The improvement of capacity and capability and synergy include one, prepare raw material and additive for drugs, vaccine, diagnostic tool, military, ransom, forces, riot control agent, decontamination CPRNA agent. Number two, ability to maintain the quality and safety of raw material, drug, vaccine, military ransom, diagnostic tool, and riot control agent. Number three, perform pharmaceutical preparation formulation, solid, semi-solid, solution, and injection, antibiotic, antivirus, and non-antibiotic. And number four, drug discovery and development using artificial intelligence and other new technology. Five, application of clinical pharmacy in Armed Forces and Ministry of Defense hospital, including emergency and field hospital. Thank you very much for attention.
All right. Thank you very much, Pak Yuli, for a very complex explanation about the military pharmacists in Indonesia, especially for the 5.0. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are still with us right now because now we will have a very interesting discussion session. Oh yeah, please give round of applause to Pak Yuli. Oh, I forgot. All right. Okay. Now we will have a discussion part, and for this session, I would like to welcome all of you to ask questions to our speakers. We still have Shirley and Hazem right now in here, and also Payuli, and they will be answering all of your questions. And I'll give the opportunity for all the participants to ask questions, and please raise your hand if you have any questions. Please raise your hand so I can see you. Yes, sorry. Kadet Tafida, you have to unmute yourself first before you speak. Kadet Tafida.
Okay. So, my name is Aini Tafida Kalisa. I'm cadet from Defense University, and I want to ask to Mr. Yuli, does the military pharmacy must be a military officer? And then, are we, as a nation, have been ready for all threats, military, non-military, and hybrid threats? And the last, my question is, as a student in this military pharmacy, what should we prepare to be next 5.0 military pharmacy? Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kadet Tafida, for the questions for Pak Yuli. Pak Yuli, do you want to answer right now, or should we collect the questions first?
Thank you, Alda. Military pharmacy in Indonesia to support of hospital on military and Ministry of Defense. They support on logistic and about the research and the pharmaceutical institution. Pharmacy in military, not only military officers, but the civilians can join in the institution of military pharmacy. In TNI, our armed forces have Army institution pharmacy, Navy and Air Force pharmaceutical institution. They have about 10% of civilian. 90% they have support by military pharmacies. So not only military pharmacy from military, but is civilian too. Are we ready to respond the threats? Lesson learned from the pandemic COVID-19. Military has task force to eradication with prevention, detection, and identity and response of the virus COVID-19. And number two is about this disaster. So many disaster in Indonesia. Indonesia place of for to study of disaster in Indonesia. If to study disaster, you must go to Indonesia. Earthquake, tsunami, flash flood, liquefaction, and so on. So many threat, disaster in Indonesia. Military pharmacy or military health officers have respond to face of threat. Yeah. You can listen, learn. So many people from pharmacy of officers and health officers to eradication. How about the 4.0 pharmacy in Indonesia? 5.0 revolution industry in pharmaceutical is very important to automatization and to support raw material with technology by computer and for the formulation. I think is enough.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Payuli. I hope it answers all of the questions for Cadet Tafida. Is there any more questions? I think we have Cadet Alia. Cadet Alia, are you there? You have to unmute.
Oh,
Yes, please.
yes. Before that, I wanna ask to Mr. Hazem and Mrs. Seri. Thank
Yes,
you
you
for
can
your
ask the
time to
questions.
give us the good material about leadership, and I wanna ask about if I'm newbie in an organization for students, how to adapt fast and solve the problem appropriately. Mr. Hazem and Mr. Sali must be know well. Organization is the good place to drill our leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, Alia, for a very good question. Hazam, do you want to share your experience prior to me first?
I'm really sorry. I didn't hear the whole question from Alia, so I'm really sorry. I didn't hear the whole question.
Okay, so it's basically as a newbie, how can you be a how can you adapt quickly to solve a problem within the organization. So maybe I can share my experience first, and then Hazem, you can fill the gaps later. So I would be. I mean, I will share my experience with you, Alia. So to be honest with you, when I was a student, I've never been involved in any organization before. So I was a very newbie in International Pharmaceutical Federation. I would say I've never been involved in the. I know that in Indonesia we have like himpunan mahasiswa farmasi. I didn't have any experience there. I wasn't involved in International Pharmaceutical Student Federation as well. I wasn't involved in Indonesian Young Pharmacist Group as well. So actually, International Pharmaceutical Federation Young Pharmacist Group is the first time when I was involved in the organization. And I must say, it was really difficult in the beginning, in particular because of Indonesian, because of English is not my first language, so it is quite difficult. But I will give you tips and maybe like tips from my experience. First thing is you need to be confident on what you have. You need to basically, if for example there is anything that they share, anything that they inform you, learn from it. Take your time to learn. Don't compare yourself to others, but just do your best. Just learn from it and how you can do better. Always reflect on what you get, and then after that, think about how you can do better. So my tips and tricks will be only about reflection. Take sometimes, for example, like um before you go to sleep, take like sometimes like 30 minutes to reflect on how your day is going, and then how you can do better next day, and how what things that you can improve from your skills, or from your organization skill, or anything like that. So what I learned by being involved actually in the organization is actually I always reflecting on what I've been doing, and I always suggest to the team, I'm not brave enough. To be honest with all of you, public speaking is not my strength. That's not really my strength, and I'm always afraid to talk with other. But when you are in the organization, you have to do that. So you just need to be confident on it. You just need to say what you think is. So that's the only thing that I would say. So reflect and brave and say your voice. Just be confident about what you think. Yeah. Azem?
Yeah, thank you, Shirley, and thank you, Alia, for your question. I'm new for this too. I had experience 1 year in the International Pharmaceutical Student Federation, and then I moved to the Young Pharmacist Group, as Shirley mentioned, because it's hard. Everything in you is hard. You have to adapt with it. You have to make yourself try to adjust yourself based on the situation you are in. Now, nothing is easy and nothing can come easy, but you always, my advice for you for this type of organization is connection. Connection, communication with others are the big resource you will ever have. When I joined the FIP, and especially when I attended the Congress, I met so many people all over the world. They changed a lot of things, a lot of aspects in my mind. They going